holiday political shocker. U.S. Senator Mel Martinez won't seek a second term, and Jeb Bush may lead the scramble to succeed him in 2010. And Governor Charlie Crist and lenders provide homeowners relief from foreclosure. All of that on Power Play this week with our guests, Steve Bousquet, Bureau Chief of the St. Petersburg Times, and Mike Vasilinda of Capitol News Service. Steve Bousquet, Mel Martinez, an incumbent U.S. Senator in his first term, says he's not running again. That is a stunning piece of political news.
It is. Huge game changer. Martinez looked weak, looked beatable going into 2010. He's not running. You're going to see names spilling out here for weeks, if not months. There's a dozen names on each side.
Let's peel back the headlines, though. All right. Apart from I want to spend more time with my family, which everyone feels good about.
Sure.
What's the real reason an incumbent first-termer doesn't go again?
Not happy in D.C., one of 41. I mean, that's an almost filibuster-proof Democratic majority, almost by one. Dreadful poll numbers for Mel Martinez. He said that wasn't a factor. I'm not buying it because he had a tremendous amount of ground to make up, and he is separated a lot from his family. He's still got a boy in high school, Mel does.
Okay. Mike, Steve referenced the D's and the R's all lining up for this now open seat, and then Jeb Bush's name comes in. What's it all mean?
Well, I'm really surprised that Jeb has talked about this. He does not strike me as being one of 100, and as governor, he certainly didn't think that way. But I think maybe what's happened with him is that he's decided that the presidency is out of reach now after the last 8 years, and he wants to be a player somewhere. But he gets in. The Republicans will shut it down. The Democrats will struggle. It's still going to be an expensive race, $25 million.
No kidding. All right, what Democrat could even compete against Jeb Bush? For all intents and purposes, he's an incumbent running for the U.S. Senate.
It's going to be tough. I mean, the biggest name on the Democratic side is Alex Sink, who's reassessing, who's looking at it. I think she's going to be under a lot of pressure to get into that race. But you're right. Nobody's going to be able to match Jeb Bush at raising money and his name recognition.
Isn't a Democrat running against a Jeb Bush in that race like Charlie Crist running against Bob Graham, kind of the sacrificial lamb doing the party
a
favor?
I think it's changed, and I think that there could be a Democrat out there. I don't think Alex Sink will be it. I think it could be someone from Congress.
Well, what about the Jeb Bush factor? How viable is he?
Well, strong name ID and was a popular governor for 2 terms, but might there be something in Florida approaching Bush fatigue?
For his brother, but Jeb Bush still...
What do you think?
I think there was a great sea change when Charlie Crist took office, a big sigh of relief, and I'm not sure that's gone away.
But that Bush database of loyal Florida voters, not just Republicans, but Democrats who crossed over to vote for Jeb Bush twice.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of them. But then you have to consider this. Can you picture Jeb Bush backslapping with the likes of Robert Byrd and Ted Kennedy and others on the floor of the United States Senate? It just seems out of his element. He's a CEO. He's an executive branch type guy.
But being, the guy who heads a think tank based in Miami doesn't give you the national profile that being a leading member of the loyal opposition in the U.S. Senate exclusive club could give you. Might that not be a path to the presidency for a Jeb Bush?
I think I've got to go with the Bush fatigue for the short term. Whether he could do this in 15 years and be in his mid-60s, he would have to have 2 terms in the Senate to be able to do that.
A youthful guy in his 50s is what he is now.
Right, but we're talking mid-60s is when he could run for president.
All right, it's the holiday time, and this week the governor and lenders made an announcement that was supposed to provide some peace of mind to homeowners who might be facing foreclosure.
It's probably better than nothing, but folks want more, they need more. The governor's office wouldn't release the list of the participating banks. It's only for a 45-day period. Good that you got the cooperation of the banking community, but people and Democrats quickly come out and said, we want more, we need more, this isn't enough.
But it is a starting step in the right direction.
I think if you listen to the bankers, this is a reaffirmation of what we've been doing all along. You have to have the willingness to pay it back, the ability to pay it back, and we'll negotiate with you. Otherwise, we're moving forward with where we were. It's just kind of...
Talk to a banker. It takes 45 days to get the foreclosure paperwork in the pipeline anyway.
Okay.
And the courts are so clogged with this problem already.
So you're calling it packaging, basically. Okay, nodding yes. All right, we're going to go to your respective power play of the week.
Got to be Mel Martinez and Jeb Bush, particularly considering it. The biggest surprise is Jeb Bush considering it.
Okay, Steve.
It's House Speaker Ray Sansom. He's been Speaker for 2 weeks. The story's not going away. He got a 6-figure job as a vice president at the community college back in his district. Folks are hurting. Sansom's got a major perception problem right out of the gate.
Okay, very good. Steve Bousquet, Mike Vasilinda, thanks very much. For the latest political news, go to the Safety Review, and we'll see you next time on Power Play.